move any further, though, I want to tell you there are a number of people in our audience, and we're not going to have them stand, but I want to tell you there are a number of former IXL employees and members of their families, such who've come out today. As you go through the various areas, the people who know and are talking about what's going on are all IXL people, they're volunteers, they're people who worked on this site. We have that wonderful luxury of having those people who lived, worked, and breathed brick and clay being here and being in Medicine Hat to help us out. So it's just wonderful. So thank you all for being here today. It's my pleasure to start off our event today to introduce our Member of Parliament, LeVar Payne, to bring greetings. LeVar?
Thank you, Barry. What a fabulous day this is. We've seen this history of this facility and certainly the blood and sweat that has gone into it with Malcolm and his family, all the employees who have worked here over the years. And it's really a pleasure that I can bring greetings from our federal government on this grand opening in this historic Clay District. And it's an important piece of history for Medicine Hat, for Alberta, and for Canada. And so I'm just delighted that I can be here, bring greetings, and also to thank everyone who has put hard work into this facility to get it ready for the tours. We have a lot of history at this facility, and it's important that we make sure that people around the globe in Canada can certainly come here and enjoy it. This is a fabulous tourist attraction. It's now part of the Medelta Group, and I've had the opportunity many times to come down to Medelta and see what has been done there. And certainly on behalf of the federal government, we've been able to make some contributions, funding contributions for that. And I just want to thank the Sissons family for all of their work here, and certainly for making sure that this facility is available, and of course obviously Medelta for making sure that the facility remains part of the Clay District and a great history for this city. So I want to hope everyone here has a great opportunity for the tour and enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much.
And thank you, LeVar. You know, when you go to different parts of the country and you're talking to your elected politicians, many of them are Mr. or the Honorable and such. We have the luxury of being able to call and talk to our individuals, our MPs and MLAs by their first names, and that's something very Alberta and very special, and so it's great to have everyone here for that. Now, this area is part of the National Historic Clay District. It's a National Historic Site. Medelta itself is a National Historic Site. That's two designations. Medelta is also a Provincial Historic Site, as is the Medicine Hat Potteries Highcroft Site. Recently, about a year and a half ago, we were thrilled when the province designated this particular site, the Medicine Hat Brick and Tile, as another Provincial Historic Site. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our MLA-elect for Medicine Hat, Bob Wanner. Bob.
Thank you very much, Barry. I'm proud, privileged to say this is one of my first public events, and I'm also pleased that I've been associated on various times over the years with the project, so there's a lot of connections to it. First of all, let me bring to you an official welcome from Premier-elect Rachel Notley and the members of the Alberta Legislature. It truly is a privilege to be here. I see this kind of an event as a celebration for a community. I can tell you that what it demonstrates for me is an example of where volunteers, local business, come together with governments at all levels, and thank you, LeVar. And I also need to acknowledge my peer, Drew Barnes, because I know we share the vision to support this community to grow. But finally, I just want to echo the importance of when people cooperate and come together, the leadership and vision. There was a shared vision for this place that was not seen by a lot of people at the beginning. And I know that there's a family in the Sissons family, the extended Sissons family, who have deep, deep roots in this community. And it was that momentum, that leverage that they provided that brought that solidarity, if I could use that word, together to see this finally become. It's a vision that saw that we could be more than what we are now. There was something there that we could add value to. And I hope that these kinds of initiatives are illustrative of the kind of example that we can see in this community, in this province, as we cooperate together to help build this community and make it stronger. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Bob, for those great words. Now, I want to pass on a little secret that Bob and I have, and that is that about 10 years ago, when Bob was Commissioner of Public Services, we sat in his office, and it was Bob who helped craft the document, the agreement with the city to bring Medalta into the level that it is now. And I want to thank you, Bob, because that document still stands, and that is the template that we use for all the work we do at Medalta. So you've had a long influence. We hope your influence continues. Well, this site is very unique because it's right on the border of two ridings. The Medicine Hat riding goes that way from here, and the Cypress Medicine Hat riding moves in that direction. So, you know, if one MLA is good for us, then there's no question that two MLAs are perfect for us. It's my pleasure to introduce Drew Barnes, MLA-elect for Cypress Medicine Hat. Drew?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Barry. Platform guests, ladies and gentlemen, all the past employees of the Medicine Hat Brick and Tile especially. On behalf of all the 42,000 constituents of Cypress Medicine Hat and the Wild Rose official opposition, I want to say three things. First of all, thanks to everyone that had so much to do with this great facility. From the Sissons family, extended Sissons family, and the donations, to all the volunteers, to all the hardworking people at Medalta that have made this one of the features of Alberta, that Albertans everywhere can come and have an opportunity to see the history. Secondly, I want to say congratulations. I'm very grateful to represent Cypress Medicine Hat, and one of the things that I continually stumble across, whether I'm in Foremost, Schuler or Hilda, Redcliffe or Medicine Hat, is how hard that our great-grandfathers and our grandparents worked to make the quality of life that we have, whether it was settling on land after arriving on a train and having to walk 5 or 10 miles to your land, or coming and working at something like Medalta or the Brick and Tile, to work hard to build a community, to build a society, and to make life better for all Albertans. And the third thing I want to say is I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of the importance of these type of facilities, the importance of the quality of life and the options it gives all Medicine Hatters, all Cypress Medicine Hatters, and people from all Alberta to come down and see what we offer and to see the quality of life that this can bring. So once again, on behalf of all Cypress Medicine Hatters, congratulations to everyone involved.
Thank you, Drew. And you know, for those of you who think, you know, two ridings might be a little too much, if you look up above you, you'll notice that the sunshine is moving in this direction. It's coming towards us from the Cypress Medicine Hat constituency. Drew has been a supporting MLA with us for the last term, and he's been at as many events as he possibly can be. And Drew, thank you so much for your ongoing support. Well, I couldn't do my job. All of our wonderful staff here who've worked so hard to bring this together couldn't have achieved what we've achieved without a strong, very supportive board that understands what they have to do and make sure that we are in a position to be free to do the things that we have to do to bring Medalta together. It is my great pleasure to introduce the chairman of the Friends of Medalta Society, the chair who's been chair for a couple of years, Dave Sherwood. Dave?
Thank you, Barry. This is going to be a bit of an adventure. I've got 3 sheets of paper, 1 microphone, and only 2 hands, so we'll see how this works out. Wow, what a day. You know, after some years of work, we're opening this site, and with the fantastic partners who have joined with us, we're again preserving the industrial heritage of Medicine Hat. I must start out by thanking IXL and the Sissons family. It is their farsightedness, generosity, and concern for their own community that has turned the industrial disaster of 2010 into a community asset in 2015. I'm proud that these valuable partners have entrusted us with this mission. IXL has not only ensured the Friends of Medalta would own and operate this site, they have also supported us to maintain and restore the site to what we see today and what will continue to come in the future. I will tell you that their support is in the millions of dollars, but even more than that, the Sissons have been personally supportive, which you will witness today as Malcolm will literally get his hands dirty turning mud into bricks. Here's the challenging part. The road has not always been straight, but IXL and the Sissons never wavered in the objective that we have reached today. We owe them a lot. Thanks also to BMO, who have come on board to help us turn the old IXL office into an artist residence for the Shaw Centre. Their donations and financial help mean that the brick and tile plant will not only be a museum, but it will actually be a community. It won't be long before resident artists from around the world will join our own Jim Marshall as residents on this site. Thanks to the City of Medicine Hat, both elected officials and staff, thanks for understanding and buying in and recognize what we could have, what we do have now right here. And thank you very much to the provincial and federal governments as well. And finally, I must thank the Medalta family. From an exceptional board, an amazing visionary and hardworking staff led by Barry Finkelman, volunteers and our many partners. You all pitched in, worked hard, and realized that vision. A special shout out to Al Dillman, who made this project his own. The hard part's done. We hope you'll all come to feel the passion and the excitement that all of us involved in Medalta and the historic Clay District feel about Medalta and this place. We continue to grow and excel and do amazing things in arts, culture, education, and community involvement. We have transformed some old factories into exciting centers of activity, and we're working to make them continually better, more popular, and more appealing. And we're looking far ahead and working hard to provide the foundation for an even better and more solid and sustainable future. Years of hard work by ourselves and our predecessors have preserved, transformed, and developed the historic Clay District into what it is now, a world-class center for culture, artistic development and creativity, education, technology, historic interpretation, archaeology, and more. This event today is another important step on that journey. Thank you all. I'd like to invite Malcolm Sissons up. Malcolm, of course, is the president of IXL Industries, and I have a pair of scissors, and Malcolm is going to help me cut this ribbon.
Ready to go?
Woo! Take this one. This one won't make any noise, hopefully.
Thanks very much, Dave, and other platform guests for the kind words that you've expressed about our family, about the donation of this site to the community. It's a very bittersweet day for me. I see a lot of people here. I see the realization of a dream. A few years ago, 2010, it seems like a lifetime ago now, we were wading through waist-deep water on this site, and in the subsequent months, trying to assess what could be done to reactivate the plant, and finally, by the fall of 2010, realizing that what would be required to get the site going again was beyond what was reasonable. It was still down in the floodplain, and in 2013 it was flooded again. I think what's remarkable about this site is that 130 years ago, next year, the first brick were made on this site. Much as we're doing it over there today, handmade brick, right about there. There used to be a hill here, actually, which is now been turned into bricks, which are found all over Medicine Hat over the years. Over 130 years worth of bricks in this community have come off this site. Over the years, our family was not initially involved with this site. This was the homestead of a guy from Ontario, David Corbin, and in partnership with Ben McCord, who was a retired Mountie, They set up the original brick manufacturing here, which was probably nothing much more than a few wooden molds, a shovel, a wheelbarrow, and a horse-powered mixer. A few years later, the Permel family took over the site. They modernized it and carried on into the teens. In the 20s, the site went through more changes, and in 1929, our family, who is currently operating the Redcliffe Press Brick up in Redcliffe, came down here and took over the site a couple of months before the Great Recession started. Timing is everything, and from year over year, the volume of sales on the site dropped in half until 1935. The site was only operating 1 month out of the year. As the 30s went on, business improved, particularly during the war years. There was a big demand for building materials, and so we survived that, and on into the 50s, when my father and his two brothers took over the management on this site. And the 50s, 60s, and 70s were huge years of expansion and modernization, and the site itself went through many transformations, so many that we don't really know what's under the ground here. When we were building our last edition, as we were digging it up, we came across old rail line and vaulted brick arches. And that's what's so exciting from an archaeological point of view on this site, is the layers and layers and layers of industrial history. When we ceased manufacturing brick in 2010, it was the oldest continuously operating industrial site in Alberta. And as we are now making brick again on this site, I guess it still qualifies as the oldest industrial site in Alberta. It's quite something. As part of the larger Clay Industries Historic District, this is, without a doubt, not just a local and regional tourist destination, but as we move forward with improvements and enhancements to the site here, this is going to become a national and international tourist destination. And I think that fits very well with Medicine Hat's vision of economic development, and I think this could be a really important part of that. Today I'm dressed in my brick-making clothes. I've got the dirt under my fingernails. I'm making brick. I'm happy, and I'm happy to see everybody here, particularly a lot of former IXL employees. And I welcome everybody to the site. It's an exciting day to see this grand opening finally, after being delayed a couple of years, and let's have a fun day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Malcolm. Well, Malcolm has indeed been a tremendous partner with us as we've been working forward. He is the chair of the committee that's responsible for this site, so we haven't let him run away yet. So he's going to be involved with this project for some time to come. Now, you said this is part of Medicine Hat's future economic development, so it's perfect timing to bring up Selena Simmons, who is acting mayor, I believe, at the moment, and she has a few words on behalf of the city. Selena?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so honored to have this opportunity to be part of such an amazing day for Medicine Hat and for the historic Clay District. I'm thrilled to see another part of our story being told. The historic Clay District has built the foundation that has created an evolution of culture change in our community. It changed what we believe about who we are and where we come from. I remember first talking to Barry about 10 years ago about what his dreams were for this place. And I have to admit, I didn't see it. I could not have dreamed the vibrancy and the exciting place it would become. Now I think, who wouldn't want to come see this place? I want to congratulate all of you who have worked so hard to get to this opening. You are the people that believed in it and made it come to fruition. This is your day. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Look around and take a look at the accomplishment of getting to the opening. So on behalf of City of Medicine Hat, Mayor Clugston, and the rest of City Council, thank you for being visionary, believing in the possibilities, and continuing to grow this cultural foundation for our community.
Well, Selena, thank you so much. And thank you to all the platform guests. You know, it's not often we manage to get such illustrious people all together at one time, and we're so thrilled that you had the opportunity to come out today. Thank you so much for being here. Well, that's about it. We said we'd only take up half an hour, and we have complimentary tours of the brick plant starting over in that direction. We have soft mud brick making demos by Malcolm himself. Live music by Rob Hudek, kids activities, delicious food from our food trucks. What more can you ask for? We're here till 5 o'clock. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Enjoy.